Welcome to Water and Wings. Built in 1730, this property boasts 214 acres, 10,000 square feet behind me here. Wait until I show you every inch of this. There's an entire village here that we're going to take you through step by step. Let's check this place out. Get ready to step into your own Yellowstone private estate, I'm calling this. Now, this is only one part of this property, which is amazing. This, where we just stepped into, was built in 1730. I can't begin to explain how many details of this property that I'm about to walk you through right now, but you gotta stick around because it's only half of this tour. The other half sits about, let's say about 900 yards from you. There's an entire village right over there. We're gonna show it to you in a second. But as we step into this property, I wanna pause here real quick. We have a double-sided grand fireplace that is gorgeous. This actually opens up right here. Let me see, we're gonna come to the other side. I'll open it up for you. It's open there. But it's so beautiful. Seeing the pictures of this property, okay, because I wanna slow down here. There's so many things I don't wanna miss. Seeing the pictures of this property, you don't begin to quite understand the beauty that you have here and what this could become. Right back here, you have a trout-filled stream that we're going to see a lot more of this towards the end of this video. We're going to end there at the stream, which is gorgeous. This could be an entire infinity pool area over the edge here, overlooking the stream. Beautiful, beautiful grounds. We're actually, this home, this estate right here, is in the gully of this 214 acres, which is spectacular. I was kind of expecting that this home before I came here to be a little bit up on a hill, but it sort of sat down here, which is so peaceful because you can't see anything else. You can't see anywhere else. And then once again, I'm gonna have to talk and show you some of these features as we move through. But look at this stone arch, and there's actually another beautiful stone arch below me here. We're gonna show you in a second that goes into basically a wine cellar. Now, I said this is your own Yellowstone estate. This is why. Look at this. I mean, you step in here, all of this wood, okay? This is a black oak right here, absolutely beautiful beam. We have hemlock beams all through here. This screams Yellowstone to me. The deer, the taxidermy up here. Guys, it's not very often that I don't have words to describe certain homes. But this place, it truly is one of the most beautiful homes I've ever seen. The owners have lived here for many, many years, and they did everything themselves. Actually, just to show you how much detail, care, and time, emotion they put into this property, right over here, this staircase, okay? This speaks volumes about this home. This right here was from a willow tree, and this was carved in the kitchen and put in here. And Brock, show them this whole thing. Step back here. This is just, it's so grand, it's so beautiful. There's just so much time and detail into this. And then once again, you probably missed this. This home right here where I'm standing, this was built in 1730. That's almost 300 years old. 5 years from being 300 years old. This is just a bedroom, it's been used as an office. We won't go in here, but just another bedroom that you can use. But 1730, now there's a lot of history behind this. Theobald, I'm gonna mess it up a little bit. Theobald Mechling, I think I messed that up a little bit too. I say words a little bit wrong, guys, okay? He was born in Germany, and we're gonna pause here for a second while I tell you a little about this. Look at this fire, guys. Theobald Mechling, he was born in Germany in 1695, okay? 1695, I did say that right. And he came on a ship with Jacob Goodwill and David Crockett. Look this up, this is true. In 1728. When he landed here, he was in pretty tight with William Penn's sons. William Penn is the one that founded Pennsylvania. If you've ever seen a box of Quaker Oats, he's the one on there with William Penn. We're gonna step up here to the primary. We got a beautiful sunroom. Hey puppies, how you doing? Half bath around the corner here. And just this woodwork here. I'm gonna finish my history lesson, okay? So he sailed over here in 1728. He was a chemist, and he was one of the very first companies that basically made pesticides to help protect crops. This is a primary bedroom right here. This is incredible. This is amazing. If you're in private deck out here, hot tub, overlooks the stream, so beautiful, so grand. This is literally perfect up here. So back to history lesson, I'm gonna show you this primary bedroom. He started a pesticide company. There were 1,600, and this property was a grant. It was 123 acres at that time. It was a grant. We're gonna turn these lights on real quick. I had them all on earlier, here we go. But it was a grant. Show them the shower while I'm talking. Guys, this is actually here, I gotta walk in there. You guys see this? Look how big this thing is. Incredible. The ceiling height, everything. This is amazing. You got the soaking tub right here, all the windows, beautiful. So, he took a grant from William Penn's sons at that time. This is back in mid-1700s, and they planted 1,600 orchard trees. There's a whole orchard here. So fruit trees right up here to our left. And he worked with some of his pesticides on those trees, see what worked and what didn't work. There's still one left here, one fruit tree left. I'm gonna show you that in a second. Here's the second bedroom here. Go ahead, show them that rock. Nice and big, plenty of size. Beautiful stonework, obviously. Ceilings are currently getting refinished right now. A little bit of work left to do. Owner's taking care of all that. And here we got another full bathroom. Super high ceilings, beautiful once again. There's so much detail here, guys. Just the stonework, the slate on the floor here. This is our spiral staircase down with the willow trees for the wood. As we step into here, can't get my lights on. That's okay, we don't need them. We're in a cabin. It's a little darker, but we have plenty of natural light coming in. Step up here with me though. You guys see this? This is beautiful. This is a loft, little office area. Now I'm telling you, if it was me living here, this would be my office. I love this up here. You're overlooking the Trout stream. I can see a little bit of flowing water over there coming down. So gorgeous. You still have your fireplace right here. Amazing. But just so much detail here. Look, here's what you gotta do with this property. Okay, as we're heading back down, we're gonna get back outside. I got a bunch more to show you. Only showed you a fraction of this so far. This property, there's a few things you can do with it. One, you can make your home, have a beautiful estate, gorgeous, gorgeous place. Brock, should we head down here or go back to the primary? I think we head through here. I think this is awesome. Let's see if you can get down there with the camera. Yeah? Oh, I love this. But you can make this property a primary residence. It would be an incredible home for you. You could have all your family live here in the village. You know, there's a ton of houses out there. This could be a short-term rental experience like no other. You could just have the estate here because we're right outside Philadelphia. We're in Zionsville, Pennsylvania. Right outside Philadelphia. You could have an entire, getaway, mansion, manor, estate property stay, big in-ground pool, infinity pool on the edge of the creek. I mean, people would go crazy for this. Then you still have the entire village that we're gonna show you in a second. You have access to all of that. They were approved at one point with someone that was interested in potentially buying the property to have basically a whole liquor set up here to where they would grow, whatever you make liquor with, and have a distillery basically. All commercial fridges, another commercial freezer. This was gonna be a freezer room, but then they decided to go with these. So throughout the entire house, all 3 floors, you have radiant heat, which keeps the house super, super warm. 3-car garage out here. I just gotta show you the utility room. I know this isn't the most exciting part, but to me it is because I go into a lot of properties and the amount of detail. There's 3 utility rooms here actually. You got enough power supply here to power a power plant if you need it. Like this is what a power plant looks like. This is crazy. The amount of infrastructure that goes behind this property is absolutely incredible. But you could have a vineyard here. You could have a distillery here. I love the idea of a vineyard. You have about 50 to 60 acres. We got a cool hunting area, right? Actually, I'll just show you, come on, let's see it. So a vineyard, you have 50 to 60 acres that you can use for grapes. Walk in safe, love that. All your hunting gear here. Tons and tons of hunting on this 214 acres. There's a section of this property that was used to raise white-tailed deer, and you have 15 acres of 10-foot fence designed to house those deer so they couldn't jump over it. There's another building over there. It's right across the road. It's another 61 acres, I believe it is. Incredible. This is another bathroom too, a whole rough in. So if you ever wanted to deck that out, you could. We're gonna head back through the kitchen here. We're gonna head to the back patio. I wanna show you the carriage house out back. And guys, just look at this. The owner did say that if you wanted to potentially buy this property and keep it furnished, that can be negotiated, that could be a part of it. Actually, before we go outside, I want to take you downstairs and just, like I told you this was going to happen. I was going to come through here too fast and not give you enough details. Look at the stonework through here. I wish you were here and could feel the heat coming off that fire. It is spectacular. So we're going to pass by the sunroom. This was the stairs we went up to get to the primary. We're going to head down to our basement floor, which there are so many things down here that I cannot wait to show you. But let's say you wanted to do a short-term rental here, you could do that. If you want to have a vineyard here, which I think would be one of the best uses for it, you could do that. And then mix in a venue here as well. And you'll see why. Another full bathroom here. This basement is actually huge. You can't quite see it. They're moving right now. They got some stuff in here. Huge space over here. Let me see if I can get these lights on. There we go. Oh yeah, big area. I mean, you got golf simulator. You already got the pool table set up. You can do anything down here. Now, what I really want to show you, Brock, back up just a little bit here. Show them this. This beautiful arch here, okay? Leads in to where your barrel room. So if you were having wine here, whiskey, whatever it might be, this entire room is designed to house barrels. And I'll show you why it's designed for that. You can have this temperature control, do anything you want with it. Another utility room here. But this door right here is designed to roll a cart in and out with those barrels that you would store the wine and the whiskey, whatever you're putting down here. But truly, a vineyard would be really, really cool here. And I think you should do that, honestly. But what I think would be the absolute best use of this property would be some sort of venue. And you'll see why as we get to the village. This is always going to be a one-of-a-kind, a remarkable, look at this other utility room. Like, I'm telling you, the infrastructure for this property, it's incredible. That's all the radiant heat through here. That's what that was we're seeing there. But this property as itself, as an estate here, is perfect already. Like, you could rent this out to anyone from Philly, any areas, international travel. There's so much here that's going to draw people in for this experience that they're going to get here. But where I see the largest potential here is, yes, you have a multi-million-dollar house here, but you also have the entire village that you can renovate, upgrade, do an entire, whatever you wanted there. You can have tons of houses, and I'll show you when we get up there because it'll make a lot more sense. Beautiful back patio area here. You put in more stone, you could do stamped concrete on this just to make it a little more luxurious if you wanted. This is our carriage house up here. You have full running water, septic, everything there that you can put an entire apartment, more living space. You're gonna see there's 7 buildings in the village that you can do whatever you want with. So as a venue, you could have a bridal suite, groom suite. If you had a winery here, you could have tasting rooms. You could put tasting rooms in here if you wanted. There's so many things. Our radiant heat's right behind here. You have a huge boiler that is what warms the water, pushes it through the house. The creek is right over that lump there. I'm sure Brock's gonna show you that on the drone. We still have a few fruit trees, apple and pear out back here. Now that 3-car garage you went into, I wanna show you on top of that. Gorgeous space and a few pointers on the house here. So all that wood that you see on the outside, that is all a white and yellow pine, which is very beautiful. Inside you had a lot of hemlock. All right, hemlock. I'm trying to learn all my woods here. I'm not an arborist, guys. I don't know all these. On the roof here, we have an aluminum shingle. It's about 15 years old at this point. It's supposed to go for 50 plus years. You can paint it, but honestly, it's in great shape. You could clean it off if you wanted to make it brighten it up, but that shingle's not going anywhere. This space up here, there were talks about putting a pool in here, which could be a good idea, but I really think the pool should go down by the creek, have a glass edge on it. That would be super beautiful. In here though, you're gonna see a lot of spaces now where we're coming out of the estate. I'm gonna show you a bunch of, you can do whatever you want with it. This could be some sort of reception area. This could be more bedrooms. You could do anything up here. I mean, this is beautiful. This is huge. I'm 6 foot. I mean, look at the ceilings. What do you think, Brock? About 15 foot? Yeah, crazy, super, super high. Great windows, lots of natural light, double doors pushing out. No problem to fit people in here. You just gotta do something with this. So it's an unfinished space that's honestly a lot of value for you. But me and Brock, we're gonna head around front. We're gonna jump on the gator and I'm gonna take you over to the village. Oh, before we do that, I gotta show you one more thing. Right around the corner here, remember I said that Theobald, he planted all the 1600 fruit trees here? Right there. And guys, this is in about 1750 when that was done. Right here is the last apple tree that he planted. The last one, 300 years old. That's amazing. All right, we're gonna jump in the gator. I'm gonna take you up to the village, show you each place, room by room, house by house. Wait until you see this, it's incredible. Let's go. So we're towards the front of the property right now, what I'm calling the village. As you can see, there's a beautiful home behind me right here. I'm gonna take you inside, show you that in a second. But if I was to make this a vineyard, a short-term rental, whatever it might be, each of these different homes, buildings, whatever you wanna call them, they're each gonna be turned into something different, some sort of experience. So if you're, let's say this was a venue and it was gonna be a wedding, weddings here. This could be your groom's suite. Okay, so all the groomsmen come in here, get ready, have a cigar, have some whiskey, whatever it might be, and enjoy this space. Now check out this though. It's like, this is kind of low right here. Look in here, look how high this gets. You have huge ceilings, 20 some foot tall. As we come up here, you have an entire loft, beds, everything, and you could do anything you want with this space. I mean, I kind of like it the way it is, but you could add anything in here. Love this, super cool, kind of rustic space, obviously. This was built around somewhere in 1800s. So this is very, very old. We're gonna head right through the back here and I wanna show you right outside here. So we're gonna show you a picture to where this, to the left here, this rubble used to be a massive bank barn, huge, huge barn. That was the milking parlor over there to the left. I'm gonna take you in that in a second. Actually, come on, we'll start over there. Then we're gonna come back up. So the milking parlor is really the best thing here. It would make the most beautiful venue reception space that you could find here, anywhere, honestly. It was built, and right now we're standing in that barn that we're gonna show you in a picture here, but that reception area right there, this old parlor, and it's still really in great shape inside, honestly. You'd have to change a lot, lighting, flooring, all that. I'll show you when we get in here. But this would be a perfect space for the reception to take place because it's all these windows, put all the glass in there. You'll see. Let's step in there real quick. To my left here, look at that. As far as you can see down there, that is all this part of this 214 acres. And then behind the house, it went up about 900 and some yards behind the house. You also own that land as well. So in here, this was a milking parlor. So you have a bunch of different styles of flooring through here because they put the cows in here. But look at these rafters, okay? These beams, everything is single hanging. It's all pieced together. And this was this was built back in mid-1800s. It's over 100 some years old, right here alone. As we head through here, so imagine a bunch of tables, lights, beautiful windows, decked out reception area. As we head through here, I got more for you. Guys, I'm telling you, this thing's perfect for some sort of venue, winery. Maybe you just want a winery. Make that the tasting room. Make that where you're making your wine at. We step into here. This was where they kept the milk at, as they pump milk from the milking parlor. And here, this is where you'd have your commercial kitchen. You could put some bathrooms over here. You got plenty of space as we roll over here. There's so much, everything's here You just gotta come in here and spend a bit of money to get it where it needs to be. But that's the beauty of something like this. You know, you can transform this space back into its original glory, which is so beautiful. Now, one thing that I love about this spot here, you're not just in the middle of a field, you're not just sitting, you know, they throw a building in the middle of a field. We are on the edge of a cliff here that leads down to our trout streams, which we're gonna take you to in a second. So beautiful through there. So super picturesque, perfect spot once again for winery, and you can put up to 50 to 60 acres of grapes. That is a lot of grapes, it's a lot of wine. Or a venue, or some sort of experience retreat. That's the bank right there that led into the old bank barn that fell down. That could be rebuilt. That's an entire another space for you there. That's the house we were just in. Right to the right of that is basically somewhat of a garage where you'll have all your ATVs, there's a bunch of quads in there, anything you'll put in there. This is all getting restoned. This is, they're called hay barn. I think it's just hay barn. And obviously you can use barn for anything, but look at that hay in that one. This is what I really want to show you, this house right here. So there's a little bit of controversy around which house in 1730 was made first. We're very certain that that one up there that we started in was the first one that was erected and put together. But here, this is also right around the same time frame this house was also built. It's been turned into a 2, could be 3-story farmhouse at this point. You could do a lot with this. I would say that same sawmill log that's cut, cut down to size, put that as siding on here. That would be beautiful. This whole thing, if I was to make this a venue, I would redo all of this and have each of these buildings here be their own thing. So this would probably be, we had grooms over there. This would be my bridal. Obviously, guys, you're redoing all the walls. You're making this luxurious. We're maybe 45 minutes out of Philadelphia right now. So imagine how incredible this, the owner wanted me to call it compound. I love the word compound. I get a lot of people that come to me that want to buy family compounds. I look at this as more of a village though. It's not, this is how they would build these, if you had a lot of money, about 300 years ago. Okay, when you're coming from Germany, and look how much some of this resembles a German village, because that's really what you have here. You have a village. That's your spring house right there. That's where you keep your water, everything in there. This was your summer kitchen, okay? Upstairs was where you'd smoke your meat. I'm gonna show you that in a second. Right over here, see this big beam right here? This is where you'd have your fire. This is the chimney that goes up here. Right behind here is your bread oven. You stick bread, back in the day, you'd stick bread in there, start the fire on the outside, it'd heat up, start the fire in here. The smoke would roll through, go through the attic where you'd hang all your meat, and go out the chimney on this side where the smoke would be let out. So the smoke would pass through and then obviously smoke that meat. So, I mean, if this isn't a cigar room, a tobacco room of some sort, I don't know what else you'd do with it. Like, that is so perfect for that space. Get the fire working again. Such a beautiful spot. Even the little summer house there, or spring house, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. All this grapes, or keep it like it is and just run it as a venue. There's our barn right there. I mean, you can do whatever with that. Also needs a coat of paint, finish up with the rock. You can see what the rock would look like on the backside. That's fresh rock right there, stone. You have this building too. There's so many buildings, 7 buildings altogether here. But what I want to do now is, I told you this was coming. I want to take you down to the stream and show you the trout stream. It is so gorgeous. There's an entire camping area that me and Brock are about to jump in the gator. We're gonna take you down to. When we were first getting toured through this property a little bit ago, there's a fox running across the field. It's beautiful here, guys. You can't, I was reading an article the other day. No, let's show them that. All of our quads are in there. I was reading an article the other day, some of the wealthiest people in this country, their largest investing strategy right now is buying properties that just have a ton of land. So you got all your quads in here, put anything you want. You could have little, golf carts in here if you run a wedding venue to move people around. You got another house here, the beautiful stone wall. This is a village, and it needs to be created into an entire experience. The land, that hill you've seen behind us here, The property runs right up towards the ridgeline, almost to the top there. And then the other side of the street right here, you have another 60 acres across the street. So much land. Let's jump into Gator, get down to the trout stream. I'll show you that in a second. Oh, and tons of hunting here too. We'll show you that. All right, guys, so drone was getting a little risky back here. Brock didn't want a wrecker. I don't blame him. We need it for other properties as well. But we're heading back to the trout stream right now, and where you can do a bunch of glamping, camping, whatever you want to do back here. Beautiful spot. And I'm going to tell you a story, very historical, as soon as we get back here. That is crazy. There's even a railroad track up here that's incorporated in that. You know what? We're actually pulling up here, so I'm just keep telling it. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Right to the right here is a switchback on the railroad. In front of us, about 100 yards in front of us, is what we call an ice dam. And that ice dam, back in the day when we didn't have refrigerators and we had to use an ice box, they would dam up water here, let the water freeze, come into it, cut out ice. There's an ice house on the other side of this that they could store it if they needed to. And then they would load that ice onto the railroad car and ship it into Philadelphia, which is honestly just amazing. And it's incredible. And I hope, you know, even if you're not buying this house, not interested in this house, I hope that it's been really cool to see a part of history here. And how I say in the Brock while we were going through this tour, life is so easy today compared to having a summer house and baking your bread in there and keeping your water in the spring house. It's incredible. Right here was part of that dam that you see right across here. And this is where they would dam that water, freeze it. The railroad track, you might be able to see it right up here behind me. This little stream to the left though, that stream right here is actually freshwater springs coming from the mountain. There's all along this ridge line that feed into this creek that is fully stocked with trout. So if you enjoy fly fishing, this is the place for you. There's so much. I mentioned hunting earlier. I mean, you can hunt all through this forest here. There's so much acreage for that. Roughly about 80 acres or so of wooded that you can hunt in. That is prime hunting. A lot of those deer that you saw inside the house, taxidermy, a lot of that was shot here and then mounted and put in the home. This would be an incredible spot for any of those igloo tents. That's not the word for it. Glamping style stuff you could do down here if you wanted to run this as a short-term rental. Once again, you're about 45 minutes outside of Philadelphia, so perfect location. A super strong economy in this area. You know, we're not deep into West Virginia or somewhere. And the home, obviously, go back to the estate, which we're going to step right back up to. It looks like it's out of a movie. It looks like it's out of Yellowstone, right out of Montana. And it's put right here outside of Philadelphia in Zionsville, Pennsylvania. I want to finish on the front porch. Come up there with me now. Let's last one look at the house. Let's see it. Here we go. All right, guys, look at this. Look at this out here. Look how beautiful that is. Breathtaking. This flows all the way right beside the house. So when you're looking down there, here you go, bro. When you're looking down the house, this is the same exact creek that's below. And then you have all of this land here. It was being used for hay currently, but if you want to come in here at any time and turn this into grapes, it's literally perfect for it. Perfect. We're passing back by the village here again. I just can't get over how perfect this would be as a venue, as a winery. And look at that in the background. I'm sure you can see that the estate is just absolutely gorgeous. Look at the rolling hills right here. It is so beautiful. I don't care what you do with this place, you cannot go wrong with it. It is gorgeous. Every single detail of it, from every bit of woodwork through here, the thought put into your main estate up here, the potential that the village has. There is so many things here. I love it. To conclude this tour, I cannot begin to express enough the incredible rich history of this property, the size of it. 10,000 square feet here, the 214 acres, the entire village over there, that is 7 different structures, the camping areas we just showed you, all the different trout streams, the beauty of this in the inside, the outside. It is so gorgeous. And we didn't start with this, but I want to show you this wraparound porch. We'll finish up on the end here. If you're interested in this property, reach out to me. You're either already talking to me or my info's below. Let's have a conversation about it. There are so many possibilities here. I absolutely love this place. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour. If you haven't, sorry, but I love this place. It's amazing and such a history lesson of one, how lucky we are today with all of our modern technologies, but this makes me appreciate our history so much. I love this place. See you soon.